Good afternoon, and yeah, welcome. Find me at Sandhurst in Yateley. So here for 96 hours. So hopefully a chance of a good fish. Come here with Michael, and on a I think it's Serious Carp Socials. There's the people who've hired the lake out for the duration. If you don't know what they are, Serious Carp Socials, I'll put a little link somewhere up there to their website so you can have a read about it. But yeah, we're basically booked on for 96 hours. If you don't know about Sandhurst, I think it's 14 acres, 300 to 400 fish, between 10 and 17 40s in here, depending on the time of year. I think there's about 130s as well, so good stock of fish to go for. We arrived here this morning. You can get on at 10 o'clock, so some of us met in a cafe down the road earlier and had breakfast, and then I say some of us met. I've never met anyone who's here before other than obviously my son Michael, who's been in, I think he's in the Thorny Weir vlog, if not some of the others. But yeah, so we wanted to come here, particularly Michael wanted to come here, who's, well, I was going to say he's never had an English 40. At the time of booking, he'd never had an English 40. I've had one 40, but that was back in 2016, 41 pound 2 ounce. Michael went fishing last weekend, just down the road from here. It's Wednesday today. Just down the road from here, one of his club waters on Farnham angling, and yeah, just about to wind in after 48 hours of blanking, and his rod pulled up. Long story short, beautiful 41 pound mirror he had. So he's now had a 40, but that hasn't deterred him from coming here for 4 nights in the hope of another one. So yeah, got to the site for 10 o'clock. Had a briefing on the rules. We already knew them anyway. They'd been on Facebook and everything. And if you look on the website for here, they're already there. And then we did a draw for swims. Basically, it's not a watercraft draw. Once you've picked a number, you can pick where you are. The number you pick is the swim you're in. So Michael was the first person to pay his money, so he had first draw. And amazingly drew out the pipe swim, which is probably one of the best swims on the lake, along with bailiffs. I've drawn Left Hand Island, which definitely, you know, it's not a bad swim. It's not one of the better ones, but it's not a bad swim. I've got plenty of water in front of me. The irony is bailiffs has got no one in it for 2 nights because 4 people were only doing the Friday night and Saturday night, and yeah, those 4 balls are still in the bag, so they've got a 1 in 4 chance of getting in a swim known as the bailiffs, which is definitely another hot swim along with pipes, one that people want to get in and you can't normally get in. So we're here anyway. What's good is because it's an exclusive booking, you're allowed boats, which is really good for me. I'm in a really tight swim, so I've put the marker rod out. I've got the right hand rod is 16 wraps in 4.5 foot of water, nice clear, sort of 15 wraps. There's a big weed bed, so I'm a 12 foot past that. Left hand rod is on the same line at 17 wraps, again 4.5 foot deep. I put the marker out, found the spot, and then like I say, it's just easier to use the boat, so I've put both rigs out. One's on a pop-up, one's on a wafter, both on the same bottom baits, both on the same freebies, which is like a mix of, it's a sort of ground bait mix made up of boilie crumb, boilie mix, lake water, sweet corn, crushed boilies, and a few free boilies as well with it. And then my left hand rod is just 6.5 wraps out. What went there? I think 6 foot of water, again just beyond a weed bed. So, but then quite clear, and that's a pop up on my Icelandic red. Again, probably 0.5 kilos of boilies around it, and another ground bait made up of boilie crumb, little 2mm pellets. They've all been soaked in oils and things, and yeah, mixed with a bit of lake water, and hopefully one of those rods go off. I've got a guy Ben to my right in the right hand island. I think that's generally the better of the two swims on the island, or the more popular one anyway. But yeah, if he gets anything, I'll put something on the vlog with him in. Michael, obviously down in the pipes, I've said to him, if you get a good one, phone up, I'll wind in and I'll go down with the camera and get some of him in there. So I think there's 16 of us on here tonight, well, for the next 2 nights. Then, as I say, another 4 coming Friday, including the price. We've got 2 barbecues, so we'll wind in tomorrow and go for a barbecue, and I'll probably take the camera with me and do a little bit of the barbecue as well. So yeah, that's it for now. I'm going to wrap it up, and I'll update the vlog as the weekend, or it's not the weekend, it's Wednesday, as the 4 days goes on, hopefully with some fish, and see you soon. Welcome back. Just I'm about to start. It looks like it's going to rain again, so this will be brief. It's sort of well, it's midday now, midday on the Thursday, so sort of 24 hours since we've been in our swims. I've not seen, well, I was going to say I've not seen a lot. There was about 3 o'clock this morning a fish, only a couple of rod lengths out, crashed in front of me, so I may move a rod that was close in on my left to my right tonight. I've had a little lead around there. There's a little bit of weed there, but not much, and it's 3 foot deep. But ironically, since I've led it around, the coots have been diving on it, so it may be I can't keep a bait in there. So we'll see as the day goes on. And then for the first time I've seen any real fish showing out. To be honest, a couple of fish crashed pretty much over my rods that are at 17 wraps, and one crashed to the right, same sort of distance. I've quickly wound in my close in rod, put a fluorescent yellow pop up on that, and just launched it out as a standalone bait, and that's on a stiff hinge choddy, so it will sit up probably about, I don't know, a couple inches off the bottom. So hopefully that will well, it'd be good if that tore off now while I'm videoing, although I might need to stop in a minute because none of this is waterproof, the mics and everything. Big problem with the rats here. They started at 3 o'clock yesterday afternoon, hence why I put the front of my bivvy on and the doors sort of that much up from the ground. They are right up to your bivvy all night long. Spoken to Michael, he's had no sleep. He said he's had rats in his bivvy all night. They've been on his table, they've ate his pellets, they've ate his food. It'll be interesting to see when we go for our barbecue in a minute if other people have got rat problems. But yeah, that's sort of it for Michael and myself. Ben next to me, he's not had anything. The one fish that's definitely been out is Tremaine, who runs it all. He's had a 29-pound common this morning. I'm not sure what swim he's in. I think he's up where we're going for the barbecue, so we'll see. There's another little fish that's closer in, just topped. So yeah, it's looking interesting. Maybe this, I know it's high pressure, maybe the rain and wind is going to bring the fish on and we'll nick a couple more fish, fingers crossed. So I'll be turning this on shortly with hopefully a fish, but yeah, see you then. It's going to be on YouTube.
Don't be sell some drinks at the top end up there.
The old drinks as well.
Oh, aye.
Happy days. Looking good, and you've had 2 fish.
Yeah, pretty lucky.
We're fishing in the bowl.
It's not too deep in front of me actually. It's 12 and a half wraps out. Bit of a clear spot. That's it.
Yeah.
And my rat and rod's in the ball, but I've not had nothing off that. It's come back pretty clear, the rat and rod. 7 and a half wraps out on my rat and rod. That's pretty clear. I think that's a bit deeper. Yeah, but, and one on my left at that margin. Nothing off that margin.
They get moving around a bit today. And
yeah, we'll get them on the feed, like you say, we're here for a bit and gives them time to have a little bit.
That's a good thing. 4 days, give the time to find the bait.
Yeah, 100%. Clear. Thank you.
Welcome back. It's 7:30 now, so we've had our barbecue. What a lovely barbecue that was. Tremaine did all the cooking, even the beers were included, which was a bonus. So yeah, we had plenty of food, and I look forward to the next one on Saturday. But for now, got back to the swims at 5 o'clock. Got 2 rods out, cast one out at 18 wraps, boated one out at 17 wraps, and then the heavens have opened for over 2 hours. During that time, one chap on the other side has landed a fish. He didn't come to the barbecue. I think it was 3 people on the other side. Decided they'd rather fish on than come and have something to eat. So, in fair play, one of them's had a fish about half an hour ago. So, don't know how big that one is. And up at the barbecue, I forgot the chap's name now, but he's fishing up the end in one of the short chuck swims. He lost one this morning. And interestingly, no one else got any problems with rats, so it's just myself, Ben and Michael. So maybe the lake's not as bad as I said for rats, but just these swims, it really is. Hopefully they're not so bad tonight. They've not been out with all the rain. There's not been many rats about, just the odd one. So we'll see what happens tonight. That said, we're probably all the 3 of us so knackered, we'll probably just sleep through the rats anyway. So it'll be immaterial. But my plan is, unlike yesterday where I sat up really most of the night and then went to bed at 5 o'clock this morning for a few hours, I'm going to go to bed earlier tonight, not watch the lake tonight. Set the alarm for 4 o'clock, and as I said, it was earlier, it was 4:15, it was light this morning. So get up in the morning, have a good view of the lake and see what happens. So, you feel like you should have a fish now. As I said before, I went to the barbecue, there were fish in front of me showing, and I did have one. I probably should have had 2 fish now, because I had the one last night, which turned out to be a backdrop. If that happens tonight, I will come out and check that it's not a backdrop again and hit it if it is. And just before I went to the barbecue, I had such a vicious take on the middle rod that the whole rod jumped in the rests. Nothing there, and when I wound in, there was just a little few strands of weed on the actual hook, covering the hook. So yeah, I guess that was a fish took it, but the hook didn't get into its mouth. So yeah, maybe that's 2 possible fish I should have had by now, but we'll see. As I say, the 2 rods are on the same spots they've been on, and they will stay on there for the full 96 hours. And that 3rd rod has now gone also long tonight towards the middle where fish were showing. And I'm just going to bait up this, under this tree, 3.5 foot of water, bait it up until Saturday night. If I've not had anything in the middle, I will then fish off of that spot 1 rod Saturday night and try and save a blank. But yeah, it's early days yet, so I'm feeling positive we can get a fish. So rods are out. We've had the rain, looks like it might rain again in a minute, so I'll wrap this up and speak to you in the morning or possibly in the night with a fish on the bank. Yeah, realistically probably in the morning. Even if I video a fish in the night, I'll just slip it in the morning's update. So yeah. welcome back. It's Friday mid-morning now. It's about 11 o'clock, I think. Yeah, 11:15. And yeah, still nothing for myself in this swim, although this morning I've seen 2 fish at shorter range. So I've put the right hand rod on a solid bag, probably 14 wraps, and the middle rod I've brought in as well, same area, 14 wraps. And that's just a little yellow pop-up on its own. I left the one rod still on the baited spot where all the ground bait's been. But yeah, at least seen a couple of fish in my swim now. Was up at 4 o'clock looking around. There wasn't a lot showing, but I did see one show over one of Michael's rods. Well, it looked to me as though it was on his rod. And yeah, he sent a message, I think it's about 8:45, and he just had a nice 21 pounder. As he says, it's not what we've come here for, but he's off the mark. So I'll take a 21 pounder right now, and I'm sure some others would as well. So he's off the mark, and then the guy to his left in number 1 has had a 30 pound 4 ounce. So yeah, the odd fish is feeding. I mean, conditions, other than it's really high pressure, it's really good. Overcast, windy, albeit the wind is predominantly a north wind as it was when we got here and the day before. So we've had sort of 3 days of this, and it doesn't really change. It goes northwesterly back to a north. So if the fish were following the wind, they'd be over that way more. Hopefully with an old wind, they're starting to back off it a bit, coming towards us now. And maybe that's why I've seen a couple of fish closer in. I was going to say that I've seen before in my swim, but I hardly seen a fish in the swim anyway. And what I did see was all in the middle. So yeah, maybe they're starting to back off the wind, and that'll be good news for us over on this bank. But yeah, so that's it for now. I'm going to have a little wander around, chat to Michael. I think yesterday I said I was going to do it, and I didn't get down there, but today I will. And yeah, the other people who are due to turn up today are all on site now. And as I said in the other vlog, I would expect the person who drew the bailiff swim, I'd expect them to catch today and tomorrow, definitely. It's a swim that just produces. So yeah, we'd expect them. Look at that, that's not very good, is it? Doing a vlog didn't sort my collar out. Never mind, we're fishing, it doesn't matter what I look like. Right, so yeah, catch up with you in a bit anyway. Okay, right, here we go, in the Michael swim. All right, Mike?
All right, Dad.
How we doing?
Yeah, not too bad, mate, not too bad.
Cup of hot chocolate waiting for me. Happy days.
Go, mate.
Cheers, Michael.
Ready to go.
Had one then. Do you want to sort of go through like we did in France?
Yeah.
Where you're fishing and everything? Where you had your fish?
Yeah, the one I made this morning was 13, got 13 and 2/3. Just on the line of the corner swim, right down there in the far end where the barbecue is. Just found a little gravel spot over there on Thursday morning when we got here. Sorry, Wednesday morning. And yeah, that's just on a pineapple, trimmed down on a spinner rig. That was a 21 pound mirror this morning. I think it's about 8 o'clock this morning that was.
Yeah, nice.
And yeah, obviously, yeah, when we first got it, we saw a few shows out, didn't we? We was walking around.
Yeah, definitely.
And that was on Wednesday morning. But yeah, then I haven't actually seen too much since then.
No.
Heard them going off down the bottom corner, down by the car park.
Yeah.
And in the right hand corner, down by little pipes, in between little pipes and your swim.
Yeah.
Heard them down there last night. But yeah, it's been pretty quiet this morning, hasn't it?
And your other rod's just same stuff?
Left hand rod is 20 wraps in line with the third swim along.
Yeah.
My middle rod is 15 wraps in between swims. Well, the 5th and 6th swim as we look it out there. It's got the tallest tree on the line.
Yeah. All clear spots or?
Yeah, that one there, the right hand one's pretty clear. The left hand one, the spot there's so small, so I've just ended up putting a bag on that.
Yeah.
Just because I wasn't confident I was actually fishing on the first night, and the second time when I was cast out there on yesterday morning, I took me about I think it's 4 casts to find the spot, so I'm not overly confident I'm actually on the spot every time. So I've just stuck a bag on it now.
Oh,
So
always a good ploy.
hopefully we should be fishing at least.
Yeah, hopefully another fish.
Yeah,
Come.
yeah, another one would be nice, yeah, like I say.
Yeah.
We haven't really come here for the 20s, but I'll take it for the moment.
Yeah, indeed. Yeah, I think I said earlier on in the vlog, you said it's not what you've come for, but I'd settle for it now.
Yeah, of course, yeah. I mean, if that's the difference between going home without a fish or not,
Absolutely.
then yeah, we'll
Definitely.
take it.
So
Yeah.
there you go. Oh well. Hopefully I'm putting some more on here with another fish for you in the not long.
Yeah, it'd be nice. Yeah, it'd be nice. Mate.
All right then.
Yeah,
Cheers, Mike.
It's no worries, mate. Cheers.
Well, good morning. And, yeah, another quiet night. So I don't know what to say really. I was up at well, let's go back to yesterday. So predominantly the fish are still up that end of the lake, but they're not. Although they're up there, people are still not catching, or majority of fish that have been caught are up there, but for the amount of shows up there, they're not feeding that heavily up there. And down in front of us, there was hardly any shows until about 4 o'clock yesterday. I had a couple of shows close in, and some fish out at about, probably not far off the range I'm fishing, 16, 17 wraps. So what I did do, once the shows had stopped, I put had a little lead around close in, and just 4.5 wraps out, there's quite a clear spot. So I put some bait in there, fished in there. Left the rod that I'm casting 16 wraps on a solid bag that had the tench, left that back on its spot, and still left one on the 17 wraps that I've been putting out with the boat on the spot where it's been for the whole duration so far. Then the bailiff came round to check rods and everything, check with the right people in the swims and whatnot. I got talking to him and he showed me on his phone a spot, 18.5 wraps out. Looks like a nice clear spot. So the only frustrating thing with that is the line, the route out to that is exactly over where I'd found that spot of 4.5 wraps. So I was in a dilemma whether to stick on the 4.5 wraps or move the rod out to the 18.5 wraps. Just decided, stupid to ignore what the bailiffs told me, and also what he could show me on his phone where they'd had a drone over the water. And yeah, definitely a clear spot, and quite a big spot out there. Looks like a feeding hole. And so I moved the rod out onto there, put it out with the bait boat just to save time, clipped it up 18.5 wraps, put it out with the boat, and yeah, totally clear out there. But nothing's happened. So yeah, I'm sort of don't really know what to do now with my rods. Ben next door, he's not had anything. I think Tremaine down that end, has had, no, he got cut off yesterday, so he had another take. I believe the guy who dropped into bailiffs has had one, but not 100% sure on that. It's just what I've heard, but I've not seen any pictures or anything, so we'll see later if he's had one. Lee up, he had a 28 pounder, I think it was about 9:30 last night, and otherwise, unless someone's not updated the group yet, there hasn't been anything else out. So depending on bailiffs, we're on either 7 or 8 fish so far for the lake, with literally 24 hours to go. This time tomorrow we'll all be off. So it was very cold yesterday. Water temperature dropped quite a lot yesterday. It's meant to be sunny all day today, so we'll see what happens. Definitely I will fish at least one rod close in tonight, probably on that 4.5 wrap spot, even though I've been baiting up this bush. I've not seen any signs of activity there at all, not heard anything. I was up again at 4 o'clock this morning, as I have been every day. do a little time lapse this morning of the sun rising. And the only fish that crashed, one crashed down in front of Tremaine, two crashed up that end, and that was it. Absolutely nothing in front of us. So we'll just see what happens. Watch the water. We've got a barbecue at 12 o'clock today, so go down there, have something to eat, and then come back and get the rods out, and I'll update this. Certainly, even if I've not had a fish, I'll update it later this evening before going to bed, and then obviously wrap it up tomorrow morning. So yeah, sorry for the lack of activity, but what can I do? If you're not catching, there's not a lot to show. So yeah, see you then.
Tied up a bit.
Offside?
Yeah, go on, mate.
Yeah, it's a good one all.
39.14. Couldn't get much closer to 40, could you?
It's quite flat on the belly as well. It's probably had a bit of a score, yeah. I'm pretty sure it's the low one.
So yeah, as you've just seen, beautiful mirror. Not quite a 40, it's very spawned out, and the bailiff was just coming around to do the checks as we were about to photograph it. And I can't remember what he said the name of the fish was now. I should know, but I can't remember what he said. But it's a Noam 40, and it went 39.14. I think the video probably, it looks a bit better. In the photos, it doesn't do the fish justice, doesn't look as big as the fish is. But yeah, that was off the spot that I changed last night, where the bailiff said go a wrap and a half further and slightly to my right. So big up to the bailiff that came round last night and gave me that information, because that's the rod that produced. I guess the bait had been out there, I don't know, 12, about 17 hours when the bite occurred. And literally, when I say a bite, it was one bleep. I was on the phone to the wife. I sat up in a bivvy because it was cold. Had one bleep on the remote, and I saw the indicator just move once. And I stopped talking to her, and then it did one more bleep, and I said, I think I'm in. Went down, lifted into, once I lifted into it, it just stripped line off to me. It was heading over the other side of the lake. That took a long time to get in, and yeah, very happy. When the fish was in the net, I looked at it a couple of times, thought, yeah, that looks like a good fish. That's a 30, maybe a mid-30. So I rang Michael and said, look, I've got a decent one in the net. Yeah, don't come and photograph it if you don't want to wind in. I'll sort something out. He said, no, I'll come up and photograph it. And when he saw it, he goes, oh, glad you did phone me, Dad. Would have been gutted to have not seen that fish. So yeah, it's a nice fish. Very happy with that. Pressure's off now, I can relax now. I'm not one for really watching the TV or anything when I go fishing, but I shall be watching the old Champions League final tonight on the iPad, all chilled and no pressure to catch a fish. So I just come back from another barbecue. I can't emphasise how good that barbecue is, the food, the beers, the soft drinks, whatever you want. If you're thinking of coming on one of these serious carp socials, I could definitely recommend the food. Very good, and Tremaine's cooking, spends a lot of time putting it all together, so big up to him. So yeah, what's occurred? So we've had, I think the guy's name's Dave, has had a 22-pound common this morning. One of the swims up that way, I'm not sure which swim it was. So I don't think there's a lot else to say so far. Nothing else has been out. Odd fish are showing. The spot that I did at 4.5 wraps out where it was all weedy yesterday, and then didn't fish it because my line would be going through where I'm fishing to the new spot. So I've just checked that today, and the weed is even less there now, so I guess something went in and fed on that. So I have now put 2 rods on the spot that produced last night, and 1 rod slightly to the left, so as my line's not going over it, of the spot that I'd found yesterday, but slightly to the left of it is clear now. So see if anything happens on that spot in the night. But that's it for now. Unless another fish occurs, I won't turn the camera on until the morning now, and yeah, update the vlog just before we go home. So see you then. Do a quick update because there's been a little flurry of fish since the barbecue. We had Lee in the bailiffs, has had a 30-pound 1 ounce black as your hat mirror, beautiful looking fish. Lee, a different Lee, crossing, I think he's in swim 9. Yeah, swim 9. He's just had his first one, 27 6 mirror. From the photograph, looks like that's pretty spawned out as well. And then Liam, I'm not sure where Liam is, somewhere up near the barbecue area. He's just had a PB 29, I think that was a mirror as well. So yeah, and even though I've said in other video, I don't do all this water bucket stuff, he's just got a soak in. So yeah, rather him than me because it's bloody freezing. What else can I say? Oh yeah, just an update on the fish. Apparently it's a named fish, one of the A team in here. It's called Mohawk and normally goes 42 plus. So yeah, well spawned out, probably 2.5 pounds down in weight. But yeah, I'm still happy with that. Lake looks really good for a bite. Conditions are spot on. I'll spin this around for a bit. There you go. The lake is looking spot on for a fish. I really fancy something would happen tonight. As I say, I've got 2 rods out on the spot where I had the fish from this morning, and I've got 1 relatively close in, 4.5 wraps, just short of a weed bed, which was a big weed bed yesterday, but I baited it up and a lot of that weed's disappeared, so I assume fish came in the night and whilst eating the bait, cleared some of the weed away. So that's where we are. Yeah, we'll call that a night, and hopefully I'm putting the camera on for a fish in the not too distant future, whatever the saying is. See you then. Okay, good morning. So yeah, let's wrap the vlog up. There were 2 more fish out last night. Ben, who was next to me, moved into the car park swim yesterday because a guy moved out of there, and Scott moved into here, and Scott had a 23-pound lever, I think it was. Yeah, I can't remember what time that was now, about 11 o'clock I think it was. I went and did a couple of quick pictures for him. That was his first fish of the trip. And then Lee in the bailiff swim had another 30. I think it was a 31 common, not 100% on the weight. I'll see when it goes on the Facebook page and nick the picture off there to put into this vlog. So all in all, you know, it's well, I've enjoyed the 4 days. I think that's 13 fish, 14 fish out in the end to us all. Unfortunately, some people have blanked, but that's the nature of fishing. And you know, I came here, I think I said at the beginning, I came here hoping for 1 fish, knowing there was a possibility of breaking my PB. didn't quite do it, but the one fish, very happy with that fish, and it was all I was hoping for was one fish, so I'm not unhappy. What can you say about the lake? It's a lovely lake. As day ticket waters go, you know, if you watch my vlogs, I don't do many day ticket waters, but for prettiness I would put this on par with Thorny Weir. The stock in here is pretty phenomenal, and facilities are good. Couple of toilets on site, might be 3 actually. The walks to the swims aren't too bad as long as you've got a decent barra. How hard are the lakes? They're not easy. No day ticket, well, there are day ticket waters, there are little runs waters, but no prolific day ticket water is easy. They're all fished pretty much 7 days a week, probably 9 months of the year. The fish aren't stupid, so yeah, don't come here expecting to catch loads of fish. And then if you are fortunate, a bit like Lee got in the bailiff swim, which is probably the most productive swim on the lake throughout the year. He's had 4, I think it's 120 and 3 30s I think he's had, so yeah, you know, that's a really good time. Give it, he never turned up till Friday, he's only done 2 nights for those 4 fish, so yeah, that was very good. What else can I say? A little bit about Serious Carp socials. As I said, I did put a link in the page earlier. I'll put another one up there in case you didn't see it. You know, if you're a single angler or a couple of lads who want to do day ticket lakes, but don't really want to rock up and hope you can get us in a swim and everything, maybe look at their website, book on one of theirs. As I said at the beginning, you know, it's a fair choice of swims. It's not a watercraft, it's not you draw a number out and you can pick the best swim on the lake. Tremaine walks around, puts a swim number in every swim. You don't know where those swim numbers are. You draw a ball out the bag, then you're told what swim relates to that number. And when you get around, there's a little board in the swim just confirming that, you know, you weren't lied to. I drew ball 16. There's a little placard in this swim 16. And, you know, whereas if you look at the Sandhurst map, this is swim 27. For this particular venue, everybody got a contour little map handed out to them of the lake. And there is also on the website, you can have a look at a map of the lake that gives you depths and certainly highlights a channel that comes up from that end down to just before right-hand island, which, yeah, that channel is, if you're coming and you don't know and you haven't watched any other video, that channel is a productive spot. So yeah, that's it really. You know, that's it for this video. If you watch my vlogs, you know I don't do many carp vlogs, but the river's open in 2 weeks, so should be back with a barbel vlog in a couple of weeks. If you haven't watched one of our barbel vlogs, again, I'll put a link up here to unbiased, what I think is the best watch anyway, because I don't want to spoil it for you, but I only do an afternoon, drive up to the 7 and only do an afternoon on there. But yeah, there'll be a link up here to it. So yeah, maybe give that a watch. And if you like what you're seeing, please subscribe. There's always a little subscribe button somewhere down there on your screen. So yeah, thanks for watching and see you on the bank again in the near future.